What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Athletes and Assets podcast. We just chatted with NFL safety Xavier Woods, who's heading into year 9 of the NFL, about some of his financial mistakes, the business empire he's working on, and I pitched him 3 different business ideas, Shark Tank style. Let's see which one he actually invests in. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, subscribe, comment, and same with Spotify. All right, let's get right into it. On here, man, we gotta skip the small talk. Look, I know you're a family man, so you don't have to weigh in on this, but I need to say something real quick, okay? This is my first time in Atlanta in like 15 years. I'm in the Uber. We drive by Magic City, and like, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. There's like paint, like bad painting, like looks like a shed. I was surprised. I'm just saying.
Crazy thing is, I've been married since I've been here.
Yeah.
So I've never been in.
You wouldn't know. I know.
I heard it's a vibe in there. I definitely heard it's a time in there. And don't let the outside fool you. I heard, the inside,
I bring it up. Come on, it's a world-renowned cultural kind of place in Atlanta.
Don't let the outside fool you.
Okay.
This is what I heard. I've never been in there.
No.
I've never been in there.
No. You heard from a friend. Yeah,
I heard from
allegedly.
somebody.
Allegedly, it could be
heard from somebody.
Because you're a pro, true professional. You played 100% of the Panthers' defensive snaps last season. Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
1,218 snaps.
That's how much it was? That's crazy. So I've done that. That's my second time doing that. That's not a common thing.
No, it's not. That's not normal.
First time was 2021. Second time was this past year. I mean, that's a blessing, first and foremost. Definitely a blessing, but that's not a common thing. And football is 100% injury rate. Of course, I had my bumps and bruises, but just to be able to be out there on a Sunday.
Listen, I know you live in like rural Georgia. You're not been on those horse tranquilizers like in and out of the game, right? You know,
no, not the horse tranquilizer. Nah,
like,
I kind of just, I'm not a diet specialist. I'm gonna eat what my wife cooked.
Yeah,
I'm gonna eat Mondays. I'm a just pizza guy. You know, when we in Atlanta, when we in Charlotte, because they don't have Raising Cane.
They don't have Raising Canes.
They don't have Raising Cane in Charlotte.
That doesn't make sense.
They only have 2. No, I lied. Now they have 3 Raising Cane here. The new Raising Cane is on my exit now.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy about that. So that's like a 3-minute drive. I can get Raising Cane. But before this year, all the Raising Cane was up north in Athens, which is where UGA is at.
Yeah, Athens,
and
Georgia.
Then Alpharetta, which is like an hour 15 from me in the south.
Yeah.
There wasn't really I didn't have a lot of cane options. But now, me being in Tennessee, I was kind of scoped the scene. Yeah, it's a lot of canes up there.
Yeah.
So I'm good on Mondays, and then, whatever else my wife cooks throughout the week.
I mean, spoken like a true professional, right? Like this, no Magic City, like we avoid the canes, like, and I bring that up because it's like, you're an awesome guest we've tried to have on for a while, and we're gonna dive into a lot of the stuff you're working on. But I think, a lot of people love that whole GQ line of questioning where it's like, what was sort of your a financial mistake you realize, wait, I can't just like blow money forever, right? Yeah. What was that moment for you starting out, in the NFL? Like if there was a financial mistake or something that you did purchase wise, I was like, oh man, maybe I should be more focused on making money, not getting rid of it.
I tell you, I'm not a showboat guy. A lot of people don't know what I'm in.
Yeah.
I don't know the stuff that I'm invested in, but I'm definitely a teacher. I definitely teach rookies or just any younger guys investment. My investments knowledge that I've learned, I haven't taken a course on it. I'm not an expert on it.
Trial and error.
I trial and error, and TikTok, YouTube, social media is powerful. Social media and just the internet. You can learn a lot from the internet. But one of the big things, my first real estate investment, I bought it without seeing it. It was like the biggest mistake.
What did you buy?
I bought a abandoned house in Rome, Georgia, which is about maybe an hour 45 from here. It was about $18,000. The goal was, I was living in Texas at the time. I was living in Dallas at the time.
Yep.
My wife was from here.
Because you were with the Cowboys.
Yep.
At that
with
time.
the Cowboys. My wife is from here, so she kind of knew what Rome, Georgia was. She was like, Rome, Georgia's building. I think maybe a company was going up that way or something. So it's a possibility that the real estate market could boom. So I bought it without seeing it, seeing pictures online. abandoned building. The goal was to tear it down, build a house on it, right? Bought it. Time passed, maybe like a few months, maybe like a year or half a year. Ended up going up there, right? Finally being able to see it, you know. Pictures were the same, abandoned building. It's on a corner lot. And then the houses around it, it wasn't the best neighborhood, right? It wasn't the best neighborhood. And then my connections that I have now, I didn't have then.
Yeah.
This was about 3-4 years ago, right? So I didn't have a builder. I didn't have a contractor. And so I called somebody. I was like, no, we're not going up there. It's kind of far. It's kind of far from the city. So I'm stuck with a lot, abandoned house. Now the city has wrote me, hey, you gotta do something with this. There's no boards on the house. It's not boarded. It's abandoned. You know,
someone's about to live in it if it's not you.
It's a liability to me because somebody can sue me. Somebody goes into that house, fake falls. All right, now they're suing Xavier. I put it in my name. Mistake. That's a mistake too. I put it in my name, not knowing. Now I don't do those mistakes, but yeah, I put it in my name. And so it was just more so a liability. And I couldn't do nothing with it. I didn't have a builder back then. And I ended up just selling. I ended up just losing, a few $1,000s, but I ended up selling to a wholesaler who I don't know what he did with it now, but I just had to get off my hands. And so what I learned was never buy a house without seeing it.
TikTok, trial and error, hell of a combination these days.
TikTok is a powerful tool. TikTok, YouTube, powerful tools.
Would you be pissed if it got banned?
TikTok?
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay.
I learned a lot from TikTok. I've learned whether it's through real estate, whether it's some trucking stuff.
Any accounts? Let's say I'm a novice at real estate investing. Are there any ats in your mind that like you'd be like, yo, you should follow these people?
Grant Cardone. You learn what to do and what not to do. And when I say what not to do, some of the stuff that he does is what not to do.
A lot of people say he's like scamming, but I don't know.
I say some of the stuff he does is what not to do.
Okay.
He's big on one of the things he's big on, which is I shake my head at is like always rent the home you live in. Well, sometimes we're not billionaires like you are. And then there is financial opportunities in buying your home later on down the line. When you rent, you're really wasting the home. You're really wasting it, wasting money. You're throwing money away. You're giving money to the owner. The owner's using to pay his mortgage off, but you're never getting that money back. When you buy a home, you can get that money back as long as the house, the market doesn't crash. More times it's not. But you will get that money back, and you form equity in the house that you can get back. So that's why I say what to do and what not to do. I can't pinpoint exactly specific pages.
Okay.
But
just
as far from real estate for sure.
Just a give and take with Grant Cardone. That's the
give and take Grant Cardone for sure.
I think when I talk to a lot of athletes these days, we end up winding a conversation that leads towards like trust issues. And so and obviously we're touching a little bit on it here, but are there any vetting mechanisms you learn or that you've learned when you're figuring out like who to work with or like who to partner with, whether maybe it's on an investment or making sure something now is not a bogus house. Like how do you know who to trust? And because I think with a lot of athletes I've chatted with at the level you play at, you naturally have to question so many people's intentions. And so, but you have to trust somebody, right? And so how do you deal with that?
Picking an agent out of college, right? Picking my sports agent out of college. I picked a guy, they're gonna sell the dream. They're gonna sell you the dream, the marketing dream, right? Because at the end of the day, all agents are gonna make is 3%. I think it's still 3%, right? That's standard. So hopefully all the agents are good at contracts. Usually it's set as a for rookie. So the dream that they're gonna sell is the marketing and what they could do for you off the field. Well, they sell you a Sprite dream. That can get you a marketing deal with Sprite. Sprite's only going to the LeBrons, the Patrick Mahomes. Sprite's not going to the Xavier Woods. I don't care. Sprite's not going to the Xavier Woods, right? I can get you a Nike deal. Well, Nike's going to give you that deal if you was with him or not, and you're not they're going to get you a $15,000 where you can go in their website and buy stuff.
I got a marketing idea for you, by the way. Maybe too into your career to take this seriously.
Shoot me with it.
All right. So listen, a lot of people buy firewood.
Hmm.
All right. And I know there's some like big, like logging industry firewood brands. Go get you a pack of that Xavier Woods. Actually, you know what? You know what? As I said that, I take that back because it sounds like backwoods. But
It
maybe,
does sound like backwoods.
yeah, maybe
Maybe
that's,
some of them woods. Yeah, it does sound like backwoods.
yeah, yeah. Maybe I wouldn't have sold you on that dream at college.
Yeah, they gonna sell you the dream. But me, I bought the dream. The first guy, I ended up not. It wasn't as good as I thought, and so or when somebody else who sold me the same dream, right, wasn't as good. And these were all small boutique type of agencies, not the athletes first, not the CAA.
Mm-hmm.
And so going to my third one, which was going to my this is all my rookie contract year, so I haven't gotten this is not payday time yet.
Yeah.
But going to my pay year, I can't make the same mistake.
I was looking at some of you have a bunch of companies under the Xavier Woods sort of empire here, right? We have Saints Carrier Trucking Company,
Yep.
right? We have Carter Capital, which is dabbles in the real estate that we've kind of been chatting about up until this point. We have Carson Ventures, which you're a Smoothie King franchise owner, and we can dive into that too. I was wondering, like, what are these names? And it's the name of your kids.
Yep.
And you have like all the stuff on your
it's the name
portfolio.
of my kids. Carson Carter, and Saint name of my kids. I have 4 kids. Zane, who's just a month old. We gotta get a new company.
Yeah.
We gotta brainstorm something.
Let's
brainstorm something.
I got something for you though. I got something for you.
Okay.
I mean, we'll get into it in a sec, but
okay, we got to brainstorm something for us to get her a company. So the goal is in the future. Whenever I'm dead and gone, they can have these companies each themselves and run them themselves.
I was going to ask, is this like a plan, a family business empire?
Yes, if they want to. If they want to. Some kids, some kids don't want to run a business. Some kids just want to be rich kids.
Maybe they want a safety blitz. Maybe they want to play cover too.
Yeah, yeah. But hopefully, the goal is for each one to have their own company to be able to run in the future. And so, yeah,
that's awesome. Like between the franchising, the real estate, even your venture stuff, the trucking company, what gives you the most headaches?
Logistics, the trucking company. The trucking company definitely gives
Someone
me the
called
most
you
headaches.
right before the podcast.
Yeah, he did.
And what did he ask for?
So I guess so my driver, I guess he had just delivered a chicken load somewhere, and so chicken residue in the truck, right? So he had to go get a washout, but then tires on. I think one of the tires was on flat, so he got to call me. Hey, I gotta get this washout in the trailer, and I gotta go get this alignment and new tires. So that's about tire change every other week. And I got 3 trucks, so it's about
a tire change every other week.
I mean, it's gonna be a blowout. What they say in trucking is it's not a matter of what's going to happen; it's a matter of when, because something's going to happen.
Okay.
Always, you always gonna have to get the truck fixed, a tire, the trailer, or something. I mean, when you think about it, the tractor itself, which is the semi truck, it has about 600,000 miles on it, right? 600, 700. It gets up to like 900,000. It gets a whole engine renewal. So about at the 400,000 mile mark, you might get a whole new engine. So yeah, something's gonna happen.
And is that the key to like surviving in the carrier business? I don't know
It's
much about
it. Pre-management, getting the truck checked up beforehand. But it's getting a routine checkup every month. That way you kind of can catch if something's going to break, if something needs to be fixed. But at the end of the day, you really can't help it. The truck is on the road.
You have drivers all over the country. How many trucks do you have on the road?
So 3 trucks. Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of all over the country. Yeah.
Is it like managing kids, or is it like tracking, like herding cats, or you make sure they get from Indiana to Iowa?
So yeah, I got a dispatcher. So I got a dispatcher for each truck. They really handle the day-to-day stuff. But when some money gotta be spent, that phone's
that was what it was for.
That phone's ringing.
Yes, it's a polite way of asking for some money.
Ringing, yep.
Yeah. So that's actually harder than the other stuff. That makes sense.
Smoothie King was easy. I say Smoothie King easy now. I mean, I'm about a month or so in. Training was easy for me. I actually got to work at a Smoothie King, so I learned how to make a smoothie.
Like for one day, like the athletes do, or when you were younger?
It was for 2 weeks.
Okay, that's better than
for 10 days. I spent 10 days in a Smoothie King.
When?
It was pretty. What's the month? So the end of February. So it's like February, right after the Super Bowl. We got the Super Bowl so we got the Super Bowl for 2 weeks. So February 18th through.
Wait, so this offseason.
Yeah.
So you worked at a Smoothie King this offseason.
Yep.
Just so you can ingrain yourself in like the
You
franchise that you're on.
You gotta work at a Smoothie King to become a franchisee. You gotta do the training. The training is actually 4 weeks. I'm not doing me to say this, but the training is 4 weeks. They kind of made it like a special plan for me because they kind of knew my career, and so I got to do 2 weeks at a Smoothie King. Worked there.
What were your hours?
It was like 3 to 9, 10 to. It was like 10 to 4. I had some true hours. I was actually
real. Those are real like not clock in.
I was
clock
actually
out.
working. I was actually an actual employee, not getting paid. I wasn't getting paid. Nothing.
Were you getting yelled at? Did you have a boss?
She didn't yell at me, but she was pretty cool. She was helping me along the way. She was pretty cool, Miss Mel. Shout out to you. She was pretty cool.
Shout out to Miss Mel at Smoothie King giving Xavier
she was
easy
cool.
time.
She taught me a lot. So she taught me everything that I know. Well, that was her job, and that was her job to do. But I learned a lot.
So you can make a killer smoothie.
Yeah, killer smoothie. Yeah.
What I wanted to do today is kind of give you 3 different ideas.
Okay.
Okay. So we have like Shark Tank little session right now. Okay. And I'm going to give you 3 different business ideas. We'll talk through them.
Okay.
And then at the end, we'll decide. I want you to decide.
Okay.
Not we. I don't want to influence you. I'm going to say some stuff, but I want to influence you.
I'm an angel investor.
Yes.
Okay, I got
yes,
it.
Absolutely.
I'm Mark Cuban for the day.
You're Mark Cuban, right? Number 1, I got easy peasy meals. The one-liner is frozen meal preps for fitness goals. So the problem is like business people want to eat clean, but they don't have time to cook or count macros.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
Not everyone has a wife that can just cook for all the time. You know, that's luxury. Easy peasy meals deliver frozen macro balanced meals tailored for specific fitness goals: weight loss, muscle gain, maintenance. The meal prep market is going crazy. It's reoccurring revenue, easy direct to consumer and gym partnerships. And so, my ask would be $150K for 10% to scale national distribution and influencer partnerships.
Okay.
So that's number 1.
Okay.
So the next business idea I have for you, it's called Snap Cover. Another food thing, but magnetic reusable food covers. So instead of plastic wrap, right? Plastic wrap's annoying, wasteful, doesn't seal well. We want to build Snap Cover. It's a reusable, stretchable food cover with embedded magnets that snap over any container. Okay, it works because kitchen eco products do well on Shark Tank. I don't know why that's in the notes. Great margins, easy demo. I need a $75K for 15% to cover fund manufacturing and retail expansion. So basically, leftover pizza, right? You guys don't want to do the aluminum plastic wrap. Better option is this sort of magnetic Tupperware to seal it. That's the business.
Okay. Shoot me number 3.
Okay. Do you have pets?
No, I don't. I don't.
Shit.
My wife's allergic.
Okay. All right. Pet ping, GPS tags that text you if your pet escapes. All right. So the problem is your pet gets out. Where is he? Where's my dog? Pet ping is a small GPS tag that automatically texts the owner and nearby pet finders if the animal leaves a set perimeter. Okay. Because why I think this is gonna work is because the pet industry, people pay like exorbitant amounts for their pets, right? Like, it's a high emotional appeal. No one wants to lose their dog or cat or bird, right?
Like their child.
Right, exactly. I mean, like maybe you could use it for your child. We could like start in the pet market and then expand to like more use cases. Okay, so I'm thank you for bringing that up. But it solves obviously the scary problem of like losing your pet. And I would need $200K for 12% to build app features and secure pet store retails.
Kind of like that one because I can kind of see a vision of expansion with that one, and then get into different, not just pets. I'm sorry,
Different retailers.
Not just pets, but then as we said, children.
Would you?
I like that
would
one.
you use something like this on your children? As long as it wasn't. Obviously, it wasn't.
If it's
harmful.
not, I mean, if we can kind of not improve, but change the technology to where it's like a tag, kind of like what Apple has, but specifically just for a kid put in that book bag. But the dog thing is definitely dope. To be able to just attract the dog. I would want to be able to track the dog whenever.
Yeah.
Not just if it gets lost. So it
We
pinpoints where
we
they're
can
at.
make that happen. If we get that investment, then we can actually like
It
talk
pinpoints
about.
where they're at all times. Then, of course, if they break that boundary, then it definitely alerts you. So I'm definitely, I think I'm intrigued about that dog, about the pet one.
Number 3?
Yeah, number 3.
But you don't have pets.
I can just see the vision. I can
Wow.
just see.
Okay, so I'm gonna run it back. I mean, you chose number 3, but I'm gonna go. We had easy peasy meals, frozen meal preps for fitness goals. We had the magnetic reusable food covers, and then we had GPS tags if your dog escapes. So you're gonna give me $200K for 12%?
Yeah, I would do that one for that.
Wow.
Just because if I run through all 3 pros and cons, I mean the meal things, yes, but then you don't want to get into a fad type of investment.
Yeah.
Where, based upon what the world's looking like, that could be a fad, and you don't want to get into those investments when you're spending big money on stuff. Because at the end of the day, you want to make this a long-term thing. Then number 2, I think a lot of people are just now, they're good with just the regular old, whether it's saran wrap, whether it's or just a Glad, what are they called?
Aluminum or plastic wrap?
The plastic bowls or the plastic.
Yeah.
They're just good with what's already out there.
Yeah.
But as far as number 3, I mean, just the dog tracking thing. I mean, people lose their dogs all the time, and they want them back.
Yeah.
So be able to track your dog with just a collar. They already have a collar on it now. If it already comes in the collars, it comes instilled in the collars. You got the different color collars. You can make them cool. You can sell them at different stores. And then you can get into, all right, we can expand this thing. We can make tags for kids. We can make tags for just anything. House keys, like Apple has the key thing, but it's kind of like you got to have their things on it.
What do you like to look at when we're talking venture, this is on that topic, like, is there specific technology like you find interesting? Or
technology we use daily that we either use daily or other, like maybe I don't use it, but others use daily. Yeah. Or it has to be, which I'm not into that realm yet, but I want to. Something that's new and something that can change life, can change the modern day life, which when you think of those things, which would be like iPhones.
Yeah.
I'm not into that. I can't say that I've even thought of stuff like that yet.
Like how we work or like our health.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of like startups for health and human optimization, right? Like using AI to track like different biomarkers in your body that previously you would have to go to a doctor and like wait for.
The day thing, we're on tags, but just I think the Apple tag thing, I think that was a big thing for them. People have been losing keys all their life. To be able to track your keys, I do lose them. I think was kind of a game changer. Now people use the tags for different. People use the tags for a lot of different stuff now. But the fact that they changed it to where if someone has a tag by you, it kind of pops up on your phone. Yeah, that way nobody can track you. But I just think something that you use every day, something that people want to use every day. Those are the technology that you either want to invest in or.
Is there an entrepreneur that you admire, like you wish if you had the chance, could have invested in? Whether it's like a Steve Jobs or a Sam Altman or like or someone else.
Something that I wish I would have.
Assuming that you had the access and like you could because you really like what they're doing.
Or do you want to say just items or whether it's just any type of investment?
The person.
The person. Definitely. Apple. You'll be a fool not to.
Yeah.
What is Apple? Now it's like NVIDIA.
Yeah.
These AI companies, which have been around for
a while,
10 years.
Yeah.
You just look at the stock market. I'm into the stock market now. You just look at the stock market.
Yeah.
People talk about Bitcoin. NVIDIA has made a lot of people rich too within the last year.
No, for sure. No doubt.
NVIDIA has made millionaires within the last year. But Apple is a constant. It's Apple's, you see iPhones daily.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's an easy one. That's an easy one.
iPhone's a staple.
How many more years do you think you got on the field?
Man, today kicked me out. I tell everyone, today kicked me out.
On your Chris Paul
I never thought I'd be here. I thought, the lifespan, the average lifespan is like 3 to 4 years. Going into year 9, being a 6th round draft pick is not normal.
Yeah.
And so until they kick me out, until it's like, all right, this guy's gonna be bouncing from team to team, then that's when I get out. But until then,
Man, keep holding it down, man.
I'm gonna ride this thing out.
Yeah, man, you're killing it, man. With congrats on the business portfolio you got on the field, and thank you for sharing that game with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, this has been another great episode of the Athletes and Assets podcast with Tennessee Titans future fan favorite. I'm calling it right now, Xavier Woods. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you so much.
This is dope.